to my channel. I'm Deanna and you're watching Orchie D. Now I wanted to show you my Phragmipediums today, and I'm doing a repot. Please excuse the noise in the background. My partner's mowing the lawn today. It's finally nice and sunny. This is a little bit of an unconventional look at them because I've unpotted them all and I'm about to repot them, but I didn't want to make this a repotting video because I've never repotted Phragmipediums before. These are all my Phragmipediums and I've been waiting until spring to repot them, and I've been a bit nervous about repotting them just because I'm very new to Phragmipediums, and also they're not cheap. Right, like of all the orchids I have, the Phragmipediums cost probably the most on average. The Phragmipediums are the other ones that cost a good amount of money. The Phragmipediums, they're meant to be quite vigorous, they grow new growths easily, they're divided easily, so I'm not always sure why they cost so much. A couple of these I got from an orchid show, others I generally got on eBay. Some are in better condition than others, as I found out after unpotting them, but let's go through them, and if I can find pictures I will put them up on the screen on what they should look like. So first we'll start with this little baby. This is Phrag boisserianum crossed with Phrag besseae and Scarlett O'Hara. Just a baby, but I got this one from an orchid show. Look, and they've all been cleaned up. Okay, little root system on this with a little leaf growing. So these besseae hybrids have, well, the Phrag besseae has a really lovely little red flower. So the red does tend to come through in the crosses. Now next we've got, let me show you this one. This is, see, Phragmipedium Schroderae, and Schroderae is a cross between Caudatum and Cardinale. So this one has is a division. It's got, see, 2 mature growths, and as I unpotted it I found these 2 small growths developing there. There's lots of active growing root tips. So yeah, I think this little one's doing quite well. This one's probably got the nicest root system. This is Phrag Cardinale Birchwood. So this one's got a few growths, and you can see there's an old flower spike there. No new growths that I can see, but you can see a few active growing root tips there. A well-established root system, and I think overall a nice healthy looking plant there. Now this one is probably the one with the worst root system, and this is Phrag Memoria Clements, which is a cross between, pardon me, Sargentianum and besseae. So it's quite a popular hybrid, Memoria Clements. This guy has a few growths on him, and see, I've just lost the light, sorry. There's one new growth there, and down here there was sort of an extended rhizome out here which had a whole bunch of dead roots on it. Now with any orchid, if you have a big mass of just rotten dead roots, you can probably be pretty sure that there's going to be issues with the rhizome as well. I would almost always cut into the rhizome to see what's going on there. If you can see here, so this has actually got some stuff on it, but it was white in the middle, but you can see that there was a thick ring around it. You can see that the actual rhizome itself is really dark on the outside there as well, and that's just a bit of rotten bad tissue. So I have sprayed this whole thing with hydrogen peroxide. The roots that are left are good, and you can see a couple of growing root tips there, which is always a good sign. But I've used this stuff, dragon's blood, on this surface instead of cinnamon. So I'm just trying it out. I bought this about a month ago, but this is the first time I'm using it. Now, dragon's blood is something that Ed suggests on his channel, and I will link you to Ed's orchids. If you ever want advice or anything on Phragmipediums, he is your go-to guy. He is the PAF and Phrag guru on YouTube. So he has a wonderful channel, lots of good advice to give you, so I thoroughly recommend watching his videos. Dragon's blood is meant to be used to sort of help seal wounds. It is a sap, Croton lechleri sap. This is actually for human use. It's meant to be a wound dressing, but yeah, that's what I found on eBay. So I'm just gonna give it a go, see how it works. And you can basically just use it in place of cinnamon, I believe. And the last one is Phragmipedium longifolium. You see that one? And it's just got the two growths there, with two new little growths emerging and a fairly decent root system. It's quite a thin root system compared to the other frags that I've unpotted, but it seems to be in okay condition. So it turns out I actually have 6 Phragmipediums. I forgot this one. I bought it just about 3 weeks ago. And so I've repotted, well, I've unpotted this one as well. This is Phrag Praying Mantis times andreettae. And it had quite a lot of dead roots, but these are all the good ones that are left. And it's got a few growths, a few ones that have flowered, or just one that's flowered before, and some actively growing new growths. A couple little ones that are starting up down here, and a couple of root nubbins as well that are popping out. You can see the remnants of an old growth there, an old fan. So I'm going to repot these in a small bark mix. I have a pre-made bark mix, as you might know, with bark, charcoal and perlite. And I am actually going to add a little bit of sphagnum into my mix as well, just for water retention and to help wick up the water, because I will be just placing them in a little saucer of water. And the Phragmipediums, they like pure water, so these are the only guys that I do not use my tap water on. I use bottled distilled water, and into that I add anything extra that I want to add. Phragmipediums are meant to be quite vigorous growers, faster growers than the Phragmipediums. They have a very similar sort of growth pattern in that they mature new growths and then they'll produce their flower spikes out of the mature growths, but they are sequential bloomers. They'll chuck out a flower spike and then sequentially bloom one flower, drop it off and then produce another one from the same flower spike. And yeah, like I said, they prefer pure pure water. Most of them like to be constantly moist, so they do need very regular watering. And I know not everyone does this, but yeah, I've been setting them in a little tray of clean water so they don't dry out, which they certainly would in my climate if I didn't do that. Okay, so here are the finished phrags, which I've repotted and put into little containers, which you can see have a little bit of water in them. I've sprinkled a little bit of dolomite in all of these, and also a little bit of blood and bone. And hopefully they should be fairly happy. We'll keep an eye on them though. I am trialing one of them, the Phrag longifolium in semi-hydro. It's like a self-watering pot. I got a whole bunch of these at the beginning of the year when I started trying out semi-hydro, but hi Toby. But yeah, I decided against semi-hydro. It didn't really work out for me, but I don't know, I'll give it another shot. Frags are meant to quite like their semi-hydro setup, so I'll try it for about a month or so. I'll see how the roots are going, and if they're going well, then I'll keep it in there, and I'll consider switching some of the others. But yeah, it's just a little trial. So I haven't sprinkled anything in that one, but the rest of them have a little dolomite and that blood and bone in it. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Please give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to my channel if you want to see more orchid videos, and I hope you guys have a great week. I'll see you next time. Bye.